Hey, folks, welcome back to another episode on Mr. Analyst. Of course, just remember before we go anywhere, let's say to remind you to subscribe, like, and share our content. We would love to hear your comments. Of course, add those comments to the below the video, and of course, let us know your feelings, and also let us know who you want us to talk to, and we'll try to accommodate that as much as possible. My next guest is well. Let me start like this. 15 men have run under 9.8 seconds in 100 meters since the dawn of the sport of track and field. The 15th of those illustrious gentlemen is my next guest, the world 100-meter champion, Oblique Seville. Oblique, thanks for joining us on the show. Of course,
Thanks
thanks
for having
again,
me.
and congratulations on the victory in Tokyo. So
Yeah,
let me
thanks for
start.
having me lately.
Yeah, man, cool. So let's start with the first question. What does it feel like now that you've had a few weeks just for let it soak in, to be the fastest man on the planet, the world champion in the 100 meters, especially after coming so close in 2022 and 2023?
Yeah, it's a long overdue feeling, man. It's a long overdue feeling, and I've been knocking on the door for so long, and this is my year, and I actually accepted it, man. And it's a good feeling, but I'm still processing the winners
Mm,
also.
mm. When it finally hits, what do you think you're going to be feeling? Is it excitement? Is it exhilaration? Is it relief? What do you think it's going to be?
It was like a sign. It was like a relief because you guys know, and for the fans out there knows that I have the capability to actually get a medal. And when I crossed that line and realized that I got gold, man, it was like a relief of stress for all over the years and of disappointment. So it's like a relief, as I said.
Mhm. When you crossed the line and ripped out your vest, what was the thought in your mind? Was it something else? I mean, give me a sense of that moment when you crossed the line and realized that you were a world champion.
I burst out and say, yeah, man, I finally did it, man. So as I said before, it's like a relief of every disappointment over the years. I just
Mhm.
let it all out on the track.
I alluded to it earlier on. Came close in 2022, came close in 2023. We all know what happened in Paris last year. How did you prepare yourself mentally to come back to this occasion and deliver in such a big way, in the way you wish you did? Personal best 9.77 and beating a quality field, including the Olympic champion.
Trust me, it wasn't easy, man, because last year was an emotional year for me because you guys saw what happened and the way that I looked in the semifinal, it was supreme for you guys. It
Mhm,
was excellent. And in my head, I was saying, yes, I can get this goal. And when I literally came out the blocks and what I realized that I can't make it because I felt my grind. I was so disappointed. And it
mhm,
was a very hard task knowing that to come in from eighth place last year and to get this gold medal. It Trust me, it took a lot of resilience, confidence to really, really get this gold medal.
mhm. The thing is, Oblique, I mean, the positives, I think, I looked at it that way, certainly. That you finished eighth after that injury, but you still ran 991. That kind of tells you what kind of shape you're in last year as well. That was something positive to take from the experience as well. I mean, is that something that you think about?
Yeah, and I have this discussion with my coach, and he said this year I'm faster. But I understand he's the coach, but for me personally, I thought that last year I was faster, but this year I'm just stronger.
Hmm.
So my body can hold up to that level of speed. So that's the difference because last year when I ran that semifinal, I felt like I just warmed up. It was even I felt it was like easier than the heat. I was like, okay, I literally got this, and I was like fresh for the finals.
Hmm. Yeah, but you did look comfortably. I mean, you're shut it down from about 80 meters and two across the line and all the 981 it was, I think it was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
Yeah,
981.
yeah, that was special. But you know, you finally broken through this year. You've silenced all the doubters, huh? And of course, looking forward to enjoying life as the world champion. What is it that you treasure most about the accomplishment this year? We know the winner, you're happy about the winner, you're happy about breaking through. But in terms of the work that you put in, what do you think is probably the most satisfying thing about the accomplishment this year?
Good question, good question, good question. And I can say this, my life is like a story.
Hmm.
It's like a story. And every championship, I failed to make it to the podium. And I was this close, but so far because I came
Hmm.
forward. And the three of us actually run the same time, but you know that it's point zero of a second, some point
Yeah.
one of a second, sometimes separated us.
It
And
was
to
zero
see
point zero zero 0.003. That's how close it was.
yes, yeah. So the way that I won this year, I was like, you cannot say it was zero point whatever seconds
Mm,
because I separated myself good enough to say that I am the winner. So as I said, when I crossed that line, it was like a sign of relief. And I said, finally, I have accomplished what I wanted to accomplish for all these years.
mm. Let's talk about Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles has been your nemesis for the last 3 years, no, thereabouts. Your head to head. I checked. Your head to head against Noah Lyles is 5-2. This is you against the Olympic champion. You raced a couple of times this season in London. You destroyed the field, and again in Lausanne. Talking a bit about those races, and did they solidify your confidence going into knowing that you've been able to? I mean, can you beat Lyles before? You beat him here in Jamaica, and you beat him in the semifinals last year in Paris. But you know, did those races teach you anything or give you any extra confidence going into Tokyo that this was the year that Noah Lyles finishes behind you when it matters most?
Of course, because London, after the London Diamond League, he came to me and said, "Good race, man," and he was congratulating me, showing his good sportsmanship, and I said to him, "Yeah, I respect that, but this doesn't count. The World Championship is what count. You beat me in the Olympics, and you beat me at the World Championship in 2023. That's what I said in
Mm-hmm.
my head. And I said to him, this doesn't count. World Championship is what counts. I said, that's the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And each time when I go up against Noah Lyles, I said, okay, I have to win. Because everyone knows that Noah Lyles is one of the main character in the men's 100 meter and the 200 meter.
Mm-hmm.
And to beat him is like you accomplish something great. Honestly. So each time when I know that I am performing against him, I know that okay, I have to be on my A game because he's gonna perform when it matters the most, and everyone knows that, know him for that. So I have to prepare myself at every given cost to say, okay, I cannot let this man beat me.
Mm-hmm. In Los Angeles, in the rain, it was what, 60 degrees. It was wet. It was horrible. I was talking to my friend Donovan Bailey, and he was when I told him about this, I showed him the race. He said that's a 9.6 in ordinary normal conditions. Was that something that you were thinking of a possible time going into Los Angeles, given the form that you were in? Because you're running, I mean, you're
Mm.
running well right through the Grand Slam track, right into the Diamond League season. Was that a time you had in mind, or was it something that you hoped to accomplish, given the kind of form that you were in?
Yeah, because me and my coach literally discussed everything before I left my camp, and I knew within myself that there was going to be a personal best. That I was so confident that I know that if even when I start slow or fast, it's going
Mm-hmm.
to be a personal best. But I wouldn't know what it would be. So after the gun burst, and I said, and when after I saw the rain was falling, I was like, damn. And I think it gonna happen today, you know. I said, I think it gonna happen today. But I said to myself, I'm going to execute as if I am running in a dry weather condition.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went out there with the mentality. And when I stepped up at the line, I said, no, I can't lose. I said to myself, I can't lose this race. And my coach said to me that if he was there, he would have pulled me because of the weather. And I said, no, coach. But when I crossed that line, I see 9-8. I didn't really know what I did until I went home and have a conversation with my coach. And he was
Mm,
telling me, say, boss, this is what you're doing. I was like, damn. And then I saw some videos of people sending me videos of it breaking it down. I was like, whoa. I said, okay, yes, I'm in a good shape.
mm,
Going into Paris. So with that being said, I had that confidence there from there.
mm. Tell me, yeah, you mentioned Mills talking to you before you went to Lausanne, but what did he say to you prior to the final in Tokyo?
Him said just go out there and do your best because you have shown what you have showed your capability and what you have capable of. So it's
Mm,
just to execute. He's always going to sing this one word. Boss, if you execute, trust me, hard for them to beat you. And that
mm.
is always his words. As long as they execute well, he's going to hard because we done some analysis with me, and he said, long as you execute, boom, you're gonna win.
Yeah, because you start, look, from my perspective, your all the phases of your race have significantly improved over the last two seasons. Your start is electric. Your acceleration, the transition acceleration is on top of the world, boss. And I track the numbers. And your speed endurance, holding from 70 to 100, you're among the best in the world. In fact, I put your numbers and Kishian's numbers in the last 30 meters. And in terms of what his initial, when he hits his top speed, which is a little bit faster than yours, your numbers at the last 30 meters are literally the same, which means that you're finishing faster than most, if not all, everybody on the race. Is there, having said that, when you look back at the final in Tokyo, was there any part of your race that you thought you could be better at? I mean, with the outcome being the same.
Of course, of course. And I ran two good races for the season.
Mm-hmm,
The two diamond leagues that I ran was a very good execution. And my coach loved those two execution, especially the one at Lausanne in the rain.
mm-hmm,
And he said to me that if you have run that race that you ran in Lausanne in at the Olympics, sure, the time would have been faster because he said your start was okay, your reaction time was okay, but the
mm-hmm,
start itself didn't execute as to how he wanted it to. And
mm-hmm.
I felt that as well throughout the race. And when I come out of the transition phase, I saw Kishi in front of me. I said, no, me literally get a good reaction time. So how when me there? So normally I would be up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay then. I came out of my dry phase very early and started to run. And when I started to run, I realized that I was literally propelling and keening on him. And I said, okay, I'm going to time this dip when I get close to the line. And I actually did so.
So if I tell the drive phase was when you're supposed to, you're looking at about 72 instead of 77.
I guess you said it, not me.
No, I'm serious because yeah, but to me it was. I mean, you just revealed it to me, but to me it looked like you came out just behind Kishian, but then you were by about 60, you were literally on his shoulder. And then you actually, I mean, your speed maintenance was so much better, which is actually helped you to separate from the field. Because he was what, 0.05 behind, and January 3 or 0.06 actually. So yeah,
Yeah.
but that was so clearly you have things to work on for next year then.
Yeah, and you have to look at you have to look at it too as well because for my height and my body weight, no, you have never seen anyone with that have my body type finish a race like 100 meter like that. It's always been the start, 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 start.
Yeah. So you mentioned body weight. Talk to me. You're clearly stronger than you were in 2021, between 2021 and now. How much stronger are you? And you clearly have put on some muscle mass. Talk to me a little bit about that progress, that development for you.
I'm 50% stronger, but I still need a lot of improvement. Like a lot. When I look at my career, I said, Jesus, I still feel like a high school athlete based on what these guys are lifting in the gym.
Yeah.
and their gym program because my coach has to customize my program from everyone else because of my condition.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at last year, when I look at the years compared to this year, I said, geez, I have made a huge improvement. And everyone that knows me and in my team knows what is going on. So I know that for a fact that I have a lot of improvement to make.
Well, so if you have a lot of improvement to make and you just run 977 and you're a lot stronger, how much stronger do you think you can get?
I think I need like about 40% more strength
Yeah.
and I am good. Because you have to think about it, I want to do the 200 meter, and the 200 meter come with a lot of speed endurance.
Mm-hmm.
And speed endurance come with strength work as well. So I'll have a lot of improvement to make.
So you're saying now what? You're running at what you're running at last 2 years in terms of running weights?
So when I run 9.8 seconds, when I run 9.86, I am coming from 10 seconds flat. Like in 2 weeks, I run 10 seconds flat.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks before I run 10 seconds flats. And when I crossed that line and I see the time, I was like, yeah, I was like 147 pounds, 48 pounds. And for me, my frame cannot manage that level of speed, which shows that over the years, my body is too weak to handle that speed, which is why it
Mm-hmm.
caused me to get injured over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to make a change in terms of my strength development to match that speed so everything can come into play.
Mm-hmm. So what's your running weight now? What?
It's like 160 to 163.
Okay. So you're thinking what? 168 would be the optimal running weight?
I mean, it doesn't, listen, you have to understand, strength doesn't mean weight,
I know.
Strength is strength is different from weight. So all I need to do is just get stronger with the weight that I have on.
Mm-hmm.
I just put on like a few pounds, I guess.
Yeah, but when those muscles start to build, remember I used to run track.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
used to run at
yeah.
168, and I'm 6 foot, and I used to run at 168, which was for me light, but I could bench 200 pounds, which was I could bench 200 and a little bit. But the thing about it
Hmm.
is that if you are lifting, because I'm thinking that you're probably lifting over 200 pounds now, right? You can bench 200.
Next, next question.
I will go here. I will go here. Let's switch that.
Right,
Um,
just leave the strength program alone, man.
no problem. All right, so talk to me. I
Yes.
remember the report that you did surgery on your toes recently. I think it was in the Jamaica
Yeah.
Observer. How is your recovery now? And talk to me a little bit about, will you be ready to start the preseason in time, or will it be delayed?
The thing is, I think I think me and my team is on the right trajectory as to the surgery and as to
Mm-hmm.
training because I didn't wait when I landed in Jamaica. I didn't wait any time. I did the surgery like 2 days after. So right now
Mm-hmm.
my recovery process has been good, and I think I'm ready and to start training. So I'm going to be back soon.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you did say that you plan to run the 200 next year. Um, does that, I mean, I know probably haven't spoken to Coach Mills yet, but does that mean a significant change in your program? Because clearly you have to do some more base work, maybe some more 400s. I remember you ran a 47.0 at the Camperdown Classic and you were upset a couple of it last season. But tell me a little bit about what you're thinking is going to involve with your 200-meter program.
Yeah, because you know that I want listen. I want to be as good as the top three athletes in the world that run 200 meter. So
Mhm.
my aim for that is very high, just as how my 100 meter time is. So I am putting my confidence to the roof because I really, really, really want to run the 200. And it's an event I wanted to run for so long because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the longer distance. I really do enjoy the longer distance. The 400, I don't really care about lactic.
we
I don't,
saw that
I don't
last season. Well, you were visibly upset with a 47, oh, which I would have been happy about. I mean, yeah,
Mm,
talk to me about that race because you look good up to about 350, actually 370. And then you started to lean towards the tip. And it was clear from your body language that the time totally disappointed you. You were aiming for what, 46?
I want to say if I run 46.99, trust me, I would be so happy because I'm competitive in every race,
Mm-hmm.
in everything that I do. So I really wanted that. I really wanted that 46 seconds, but at the final, like 50 meters of the race, I look at the clock and I was like, okay, I saw 43 seconds. And I was like, yeah, so if me finish in at X time, I suppose I can get 46, even 9. So when me I try to go faster, me realize me I lean over. So all of so that just throw away every single thing of the race. I would me see me say, damn, but I was still happy for this time regardless.
Mm-hmm. Tell me something. You mentioned something a while ago that's interesting. You say you want to be among the best 200-meter runners, among the top three in the world. We just saw Brandon around 19.64, which makes him the third fastest Jamaican of all time behind your I don't want to call them your mentors, but certainly the guys who blaze the trail for you in terms of you're saying about 19.19 and of course John be at 19.26. I know you're not thinking about those. I mean, logically you would be thinking about that those times next year because you'll be just be starting. But would you, if you set yourself a target for next season in terms of running the 200, what would that like you to be?
My aim is just to break 19 is no wow, sorry. It's to break 20 seconds.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I understand
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah. My aim is to
19,
break 90 seconds first, 99, and then I can take it from there and see where my talent takes me the 200-meter.
yeah, because you run 99 on the straight at
Yeah.
Adidas. Mm.
Yes, I
So,
did. And I realized that if I have run and next 200, I know that I would have run 19 seconds for sure.
mhm. So we're wrapping up now, but talk to me. What have you done to celebrate this magnificent accomplishment of League? I mean, you won the gold. You get $70,000. You have the world at your feet right now. What things have you done for yourself, if anything, to celebrate the moment for yourself, even in the quiet of your own home, with the people closest to you?
Just by my family, they are very happy, and just to see them when I came home from Jamaica, when I came back to Jamaica, to see the smile on their face that they are very happy and I finally did it. That just brings joy to my heart. When I came back, as I said, my church did something for me, showing the
Mm,
gratitude and showing and welcoming me back and stuff. So I appreciate that so much because they have seen my talent and they have been through it. They have been there with me through thick and thin, and to see when I come back to Jamaica, they show their gratitude and they honor me and stuff. So it is great for me. So
mm.
that's what I did so far, but I'm still, as I said before, I'm still processing the wins.
Okay. That was supposed to be my last one, but I wanted to ask you something, because that was important what you just said to me a while ago.
Yeah.
Your church, how much do you rely on your faith for your success that you've had to date?
I think I put in 100% faith, man, because work without faith is dead, death. And if you don't have any faith, it doesn't make sense.
Mm,
So I have two churches. I have two churches that I attend.
mm,
The one in Kingston and the one in St. Thomas. So my St. Thomas church is where I literally grew up in. Is
mm,
literally where I come from. And the one in Kingston is literally the same for me.
mm,
And they are the one who always kept me in their prayer, keep on praying for me. And I see where that work and their prayers has been successful. And I can say I am a testimony of that.
Okay, cool. And of course, I'm sure you're going to be visiting your hometown soon enough. And I'm sure they're dying to see you.
Of course.
Yeah, but so Oblique, thank you again for joining us. Of course, wishing you all the best. Looking forward to 2026 and 2027. Certainly, I'm looking forward to it. But let me say thanks again, guys, for joining us on the channel. Of course, remember to subscribe, like, and share, and of course, leave your comments below. And of course, we'll see you next time on another episode of Mr. Analyst. So until then, bye bye.